The winner of this match, I believe, advances to the winner's bracket final.
Alright, and we are going. The first map for this one is going to be on GSL Daybreak. Now again, this is GSL, which means it does have the 6 mineral patches and the 1 rich Vespane geyser. And this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yes, so this does go to the winner's bracket finals. And starting right off, getting into it for player introductions is Dan.
Alright, starting off in the bottom left in the pink, we have Sasquatch. And his opponent in the orange in the top right is HTW. Another Zerg, but yeah, still very good. Both of these players are ranked in the Masters League. And yeah, HTW is actually a very high Masters. He's rank 5 in his division, 87 wins and 70 losses. Kind of an interesting thing to note is everybody in the Masters League that entered this tournament is above a 500 win rate.
Huh. Well then there you go. It's the semi-pro. This is not the semi-scrub, not the semi-noob. This is the semi-pro gaming league. I did look up HTW, and so far I've got nothing. I don't have him. I should say I looked him up on Liquipedia, tried to see, you know, was he an MLG open bracket? Did he participate in the WCS? Nope. I've got nothing on him. I have no idea. He's a complete unknown factor here. He did make it this far, so we're gonna have to see how he does versus Sasquatch, who of course, as we said, was at the Complexity Training Academy, knocked out Chef at the beginning of the MLG arena, and I do believe, as I look up Sasquatch, I do believe he was well, he was at Play Him Razor Sponsor Me tournament. He lost to Scarlet in the finals. And I want to say maybe he was at WCS. I'm just gonna look it up real quick because they have all the brackets listed here, because nope, they don't, because it's not loading for me, I guess. Oh no, this is for North America. Where's the US one? I'll look it up.
And while he's looking that up, I'll kind of go into this game. Sasquatch, instead of going for his hatch first like he usually does, instead he's going for pool, while HW is going for the hatch first instead. A little interesting variation here.
Bit of a change on either player's end.
And HW going for hatch and then gas and then pool, so we're likely to see that early Zergling speed that we've been seeing out of these players, or maybe another quick Baneling nest. We'll just have to see. We know Sasquatch coming out of Complexity's camp. We've seen him, you know, play with the Zergling Baneling. We've seen him play the Roach Infester. We've seen him, you know, really just play all the standard variations out of Zerg so far. But HTW is really a dark horse. We don't know much about him. Just that he's playing out of Ponchatoula, Louisiana, and Sasquatch out of Houston, Texas.
I can say that Sasquatch was indeed at the WCS USA event. He was knocked down in the second round of the winners bracket by Perfect, Protoss player, and then he went on to beat Spades and Boyo, and then lost to Suppy, who went on to lose to Illusion, who lost to Hydra, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. So certainly no big deal. Suppy, you recently picked up by Evil Geniuses, another big acquisition by them, another big Zerg player. Should be a lot of fun to see how that goes through.
Yes, indeed.
But he is not a part of this game. No, sirree, he is not. Sasquatch has a perfect 16 drones, perfectly matched on 2 apiece. I believe on his he has 3 on the far left. I was going to say he almost has 100% optimum mining. He also has a queen, there she goes, that didn't quite inject as soon as she popped out.
And now both of these players opting for the Baneling nest, you know, getting their Zergling speed. And we're seeing very similar builds out of these guys. The Baneling nest is kind of in a vulnerable position, it seems like, for both of these players, but no attempts to hide it at all.
Yeah, it is really just, it's out there, you know? I mean, it's not in a position where it might be scouted by an overlord that's slipped in from behind. But HCW actually taking out that neutral supply depot, I think he is going to be taking, trying to find, I could hear the queen shooting at an overlord. I'm trying to find, where is it? That was a Sasquatch's back at the natural, and 4 Banelings being morphed. Nope, only 2 Banelings being morphed. But I was going to say, I think there's going to be a little bit of a SimCity to try to block this off as, a perfect run by with just enough Zerglings to get in, to look around to see what's going on by Sasquatch. He sees all of HGW's, base. He sees there are no gas going down, and he does decide to throw down his third behind this.
Yeah, I do like the decision to take that third with the long rush distance. Get the extra larva and get a little bit more mining done. We'll see if he can hang on to that. The Zerglings for HEW now just getting to the natural Sasquatch and see what they can see.
Oh, wow, and they actually slipped in when the queen wasn't nearby, so there are no shots going in there. They went in, saw all the tech that was needed, going down, seeing everything that's going on in the natural. They just full scout. The only thing he missed was the third, and then the Overlord covers. Overlord's like, no, it's okay, Zerglings, I got your back. There are a lot of Zerglings moving out here for Sasquatch. There are 14 Lings trying to see if they can snipe a third, and I love that he sends in one ahead of time. Sees nothing, so he's got to be suspecting some 2-base play, and honestly right now that's what I'm suspecting too. You see the 1-1 melee, and Carapace coming out. Are we going to see almost a beta-style Infestor Baneling Zergling play coming out? Or even a Baneling Muta? No, surely we won't see that. Some Banelings trying to move in. Speaking of, trying to get some big hits on either side. Getting in, and a huge hit from the Baneling of HGW, getting out a lot of the Zerglings, but a bigger hit coming in from Sasquatch. But enough Zerglings are going to be able to come in and stop this. Sasquatch does see everything that's going on. He sees both, he did see both evolution chambers, and he could have seen that they were both researching, as they are a little more agitated when they have to think.
Yeah, they normally are pretty sedentary. Well, they're always pretty sedentary creatures, but yeah, thinking I guess would kind of upset them a little bit. We'll just have to see. Roach speed going down for Sasquatch now, rather, and a very quick infestation pit for HTW coming right off the flare.
I think he's just going to go for a straight like Ling Infestor style, where you just dump your gas into Infestors. And Sasquatch getting another good run by coming in. He might be able to snipe the queen. Nope, he's not going to snipe the queen. He is going to get a few Lings. He is going to be able to get this queen. And he's got another attack coming into the third here. He's not pulled all of his Zerglings, and that's going to actually end up costing him the attack. But there are a number of Lings still in here that are going to kill maybe a single drone, possibly, maybe.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. HGW is getting his third as well behind this, and is moving Spine Crawlers forward to his natural.
The Macro Hatch is just about to finish up. Pathogen Gland's already on the way. So we're going to see some pretty quick infestors out of HGW here.
And he is going to see this third coming, or this attack coming down to the third. He sees that the Banelings are morphing, and yes, now they are there, so he needs to have some great control, or there are going to be some massive losses on both ends. So the Banelings move forward. Beautiful trade by HGW, coming out ahead on the Baneling count, and he is going to he only gets 3 Zerglings off of that, but he might still have the count. There are 14 Zerglings here for Sasquatch, and I can't see how many, easily more for HGW, but he's going to end up pulling back and just wants to take that third.
HGW moving right on up to Hive, so he is not slowing down in his tech advancements.
And of course, going for the melee upgrades again, he wants to go into Ultras. The Infestors are on the way. Pathogen Glance has finished. I don't know if I like this style coming out from HGW on this map, because I feel that there can be kind of some awkward areas for Ultras to push through. I think that Roaches can be very powerful versus Ultras. However, I don't think that this is a bad decision by any stretch, because of how quickly and efficiently he's pushing through. And lots of Banelings coming down for Sasquatch. He does have a very high supply lead. Now there are a couple of Infestors out here, and they are going to make themselves known, getting ready to lay down some fungals. Sasquatch did see that, so he's trying to preemptively split everything that's going on, because of course he's had that Overlord that's parked there, and some big fungals might land. One Infestor almost getting sniped out before it could do anything. And he's got to make these attacks. He lands fungals on the Banelings. Beautiful hits. All the Banelings are killed because of that. The Roaches now are going to have to contend with some Zerglings head on, and they should be able to come out ahead decently all right with that. The more fungals landing as some more Infestors have come out, and there are some Banelings morphing in the back that can be be huge, huge trouble for this massive Zergling. 22 more Zerglings coming out. This third is just going to have to be straight for him. And no, the Infestor's getting caught out again. Big Baneling hits coming down. Zerglings pecking at everything that they can find. And some fungals on the roaches as well. But I think Sasquatch may be able to just overpower it by this point. HGW is not going to get into that late game ultra that he wants to see. And that is just going to be GG for HGW.
Well, there's that one decisive battle that really swings the whole game that we were talking about earlier. ZVZ just being so volatile.
And it's almost like the like in PvP, if you just have the Death Ball meets Death Ball. Suddenly you just turn around and bam, somebody's dead, and that is it.
Yeah, it all comes down to that one engagement. And once that whole army dies, that's really it.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be back in just a little bit. We will see you very soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have this game set and ready to go. We are on GSL Metropolis, and yep, we've got the ready from both players. We're going to be kicking it off as soon as our host presses that game starting button. You might be able to hear the countdown going on right now.
But yeah, this is the winner's bracket, round 3. Winner of this advances to the winner's bracket final, and another ZVZ on Metropolis.
Seem to be recurring themes as far as the maps go. Daybreak, Metropolis. You know, people just don't like the jungle tile set anymore. Nobody wants to go on Whirlwind. It's like grass. No, I want to infest all the metal and civilized terrain I possibly can. But we are in the game, and there is going to be a lot of infesting going on, as this is, as was said, the ZVZ, the winner round 3. Something that rhymes with E. Spawning in the very top center, the 12 o'clock position, our Orange Zerg player, HTW. Showing in a very interesting style of play that I'd like to see a little more fleshed out, and maybe you'll get to see it because cross position on this is going to be at the... Oh, a little bit of a cancel there. Sasquatch at the 6 o'clock position, going for a 9 pool, is going to be our Pink Zerg. So this is going to be interesting. Maybe Sasquatch has had a few too many ZVZs lately. Maybe he's just like, you know what? Just whatever. Don't care. Let's just do this.
And this will be very interesting if HEW decides to go for an expansion before pool. But it's a very long rush distance cross spawn on this map. So it's going to take those Zerglings a very, very long time to get there.
Big shout out to those who have paid the $4.99 for the premium streams. You get to view this in the top 720p quality. You are also entered in the raffle competition. We'll actually be speaking about that very shortly and what could possibly happen for you and your rig.
Yeah, big thank you to our sponsors, Kingston HyperX and Antec as well. And guys, let's well, we'll talk a little bit about the Twitter for this while we're kind of building up. Oh, Zerglings are on the way.
Yep.
But you can follow at SemiPro Gaming if you'd like to follow or see what's going on with this, you know, in the future. The top 2 of this tournament advance to the finals on August 18th for a $1,000 prize pool, and we'll be having a 32-man regional open starting August 1st. So keep your eyes out for that.
Now, if you are a high masters or a mid masters looking at these guys and saying, I could beat them, what are these guys doing? Pointing out mistakes, talking about how terrible they are, we encourage you to enter yourselves. You would be surprised just how many people may not show for your region. Entry for it is free. You don't have to pay a dime. And we have the pressure coming on from Sasquatch. HTW is going to let this hatchery probably go to the very end. I can't see him trying to save this whatsoever unless he's going to get a sandwich. There's the cancel at the last second. Just keeping those Zerglings busy for as long as he can. Is going to end up losing that, and he gets there just in time. Delays it long enough that his own 6lings can come out, losing a one little drone there that he may not have had to, and now a little bit of a drone micro. Should be easy peasy to hold. He's just got to be very careful about his control. Decent little surround going on there. So what the drones want to do, use those advantageous numbers just like that. Get an attack going on all ends, and a few more drone kills getting out. So I would say 9 workers killed. This has certainly been worth it.
It definitely has. Sasquatch, instead of still committing to this attack, still making Zerglings, he is droning up, taking his natural, playing this exactly how he should. He's getting his gas. This is just a great transitions out of that 9 pool.
And HGW is, he's re-expanding, so he's going to be droning up as well. He's got his queen out, so he's got a decent little bit of defense, but he's not sending those lings down for any form of counter pressure, which is a good idea considering the lings that were just spawned by Sasquatch. A lot of people would say, well, why would you cheese on cross-spawn positions? Well, if your opponent goes for an economic opening, like HGW did, then what ends up happening is you can put on pressure, set them behind, and then make sure that you are pulled ahead and keep that lead. And then also, you'll be more than able to defend against any counterattacks that come through. And in fact, Sasquatch, seeing no counterattacks, is going to try to put on even more pressure. Probably won't end up in much of anything. And in fact, his overlords, are pulling away, just saying, run away, little queen's throwing her darts now on the ground and into the air. And Sasquatch is going to be able to cover for that overlord running away. He does have the Zergling numbers here, so almost could have gotten a free queen, maybe. And actually, HGW is only just now getting his next queen, but I do like his slow spine crawler push forward. He does have the queen there who's ready to inject. And yeah, this Sasquatch is he's in such an advantageous position now. 28 to 16 drones, droning up all he wants, throwing down an evolution chamber. His Baneling nest is finishing up, his speed is on the way, and where is his opponent? No speed, set of lings, second spine crawler going down. That's another drone along with 200 minerals, or along with another 100 minerals being spent, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah, just take a look at the drone count right now for Sasquatch 34.
Oh,
for HGW only 19.
Almost
so that
double his opponent.
Yeah, HGW is just so far behind now.
Yep.
Sasquatch just taking his third. He has complete map control, and there's really nothing that HGW can do about this third.
Well, we have 2 queens out for both players on either end. It does look like they aren't liking a little too much in their larva injects, but the big thing is that Sasquatch is sitting at the 5 larva. HGW did just have 1 set pop for his own 5, and as I say that, Sasquatch has his own set pop. He's been generally just a notch ahead, and larva is sort of an unspoken resource of Zerg, because Sasquatch is pulling ahead in his macro. He's getting a lot as he lays down, pulls up a lair, lays down the roach warren, gets his upgrades going, but he also has that larva count to keep those Zerglings coming, to keep the ability to produce units constantly going. It's sort of like, comparing the number of barracks between 2 Terrans, comparing the number of gateways between 2 Protoss, who can expand, or who not expand, as I see there is an expansion going down, but who can reproduce very, very quickly after an engagement, or just normally produce in any engagement.
Yeah, really it just comes down to who can, keep their macro down and have more stuff than the other.
Yep.
That's really, one of the big things that it comes down to, and we see both these players with their injects are, very, very good.
Now I like how Sasquatch is even throwing down spore crawlers, anticipating, okay, my opponent is behind. What could he do if he's behind? I'm sorry. I was like, why is HGW killing his own larva? Okay, we have a little bit of a pause going on. It was very nice of Sasquatch to ask. But I was saying Sasquatch throwing down his own spore crawlers, just saying, what can I do? Or what can HCW do? He's behind. He knows he's behind. He can see everything. Music stopped. He can see everything that's going on, and you say, okay, well, 2 base meter play, burrowed infestor play, something kind of sneaky, something sort of off the wall. What counters both of those? Spores. Just get a little detector, just get some anti-air, and it only took 75 minerals out of each. A couple of drones thrown down when you have 2, now 3 full running bases. Oh, Sasquatch is playing safe, and he's just getting stronger and farther. I want to, as a ref, I can talk to these guys. I want to be like, hey guys, just end it now. Let's just call Sasquatch winner. He's just so far ahead.
Well, we don't want to see that because, well, it is ZVZ, and one good engagement for HTW could really swing this game. But still, a 40 supply deficit is really hard to overcome. HTW going for all of his gas now. Got the infestation pit on the way, his macro hatch. Actually, 2 hatches, so he's going for his 3rd as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
we'll see if he can claw his way back into this game.
second evolution chamber going down. Is it evolution or evolution? Let me ask your opinion right now. Evolution, evolution.
I call it an evolution chamber.
Okay. Then I'll call it evolution, and we can forever be at odds.
Very good, very good.
So we do have the second evolution chamber going down for HW. I do like he's trying to get double ups because that's one thing that can really make a difference. His opponent, he can see now, yes, is indeed only on a 1 evolution chamber. And the creep spread for both players is pretty good. I like that. That's been a little bit different from before. But now Sasquatch is posturing up, morphing in 10 banelings just outside that vision. And he's going to try to roll down, stop any 3rd that's going in. He has that roaches actually are going to go down. They're going to be like, okay, well, what is going to be able to hit? Brings in his, instant cancel on that 3rd for HCW. And he's just going to push it forward with his roach and say, great, let's do it. Let's walk on up. Let's just take it out. He doesn't stop the upgrade that was going in on that evolution chamber. But man, 145 to 110 supply. Even an overseer here to make sure there are no burrow shenanigans going down. And the banelings rolling in huge damage. Tons of splash going in that's really going to shift the supply in favor of Sasquatch as constant streaming units from across the field. Zerglings running in and getting good surrounds on a lot of these roaches, as a lot of the Zerglings for HCW are being held from the back.
Yeah, it looks like HCW with that arc is able to push this attack back. We'll see if Sasquatch continues his pressure or decides to stay at home and tech. But it looks like he's still streaming units across the map, but HCW may overextend a little bit here.
Well, eating my words, going back to what you said on Daybreak in the back and forth, is that the Defender kept winning. I'm sorry, no, it was the Metropolis here. The Defender kept winning because they were able to reinforce so very quickly. And a lot of people probably would point out the Spine Crawler up top. It does have 3 kills, but it's doing a lot of damage. Was not focused down while the Overseer was nearby. And HCW doing what he needs to, just playing this defensively, but he is, in the end, still down a base. And he's getting overwhelmed here by the attacks coming in. I don't see this ending for HCW in any good way anytime soon. I think it's going to end soon, but I don't think he's going to like it.
Sasquatch is now taking his macro hatch, grabbing a few creep tumors just to get his units there that much quicker. He knows he's got his opponent on the back foot, so drop some creep tumors, get some more, get your units there just that much quicker.
Now there is going to be a possible shift. We do have 4 infestors coming out. Pathogen glands did finish, so HTW might be able to swing this into his favor. And man, if there was a comeback, this is certainly going to be it. I love how he's staying on top of his upgrades, keeping that second evolution chamber up since he lost his first. Well, I guess it would be the 3rd one up, but he lost one, so he's bringing up a 2nd one. He has the Carapace level 2 being researched, and he's not pulling himself out too far. Just like you said, not overextending. I don't like pulling the Spine Crawler down. I think it had a great position up top, but now he has 4 infestors out with 2 more on the way. We've seen that Sasquatch does not like that infestor play. He just wants to push those roaches and Zerglings just 1 AM in. Maybe some split control if he can help it.
Yeah, Overseer now, taking out one of the creep tumors for HCW here, but, here come the infestors.
Yep, trying to march forward. Might be able to get a good snipe. some splits coming out from Sasquatch. Of course, he has those 3 infestors parked right at the front. They can see everything that's going on. You can sit there, you can count the number of 6 infestors that are going on. I love the splits ahead of time. When did HGW get his third up?
Oh, he must have taken it right after the attack was repelled. You know, as he was pushing the army back, he must have dropped his third. But still, not a lot of drones there. He's, you know, treating it kind of like a macro hatch right now.
No, it's true. However, in comparison, the one for Sasquatch has been mining for a time, except for that second extractor, which has been sitting at 0. And in fact, Overseer Cocoon trying to morph to where it can possibly leave, and if it finishes, poof, full health for that Overseer. That's actually a really good way to save an Overlord.
Oh, I didn't know they popped out with full health. That's good to know.
That's also for Banelings. If there's a Zergling or a Roach wailing on them, they'll pop out at full health, but of course they're a bit more fragile. They wouldn't last so long. But Sasquatch, he's posturing himself up, saying, okay, he's got the Banelings. He doesn't have Baneling speed. He's got the Roaches. He's moving forward. This is a good arc for him as he attacks from 2 sides. Difficult to keep the camera on it, but we can see now Infestors moving forward before landing Fungals. 3 of them are dead with only 2 Fungals landing. A few more Fungals going down, and they're doing all the damage that they can. A couple of Spine Crawlers taken out very quickly, but HGW having a terrible arc for this. Look at the number of Roaches that are out. Some more Fungals landing, trying to do what damage that can be done, but 41 Roaches now in the field. For Sasquatch, he's got 22 more popping. 88 to 191 supply. This is going to be, wow, what a push. Coming in from a 2-pronged attack. And HGW, this is absolutely going to be GG's. Losing drones, losing tech structures, losing everything.
Wow. There's the positioning of a battle is just so important. We saw it swing the opening part of the game, or the middle part of the game there in favor of HTW, and then Sasquatch taking advantage of that towards the end. Just when it's mirror units, the positioning is really what defines who's going to win a battle.
Absolutely, and I do think that the number count had something to do with it. Didn't know it exactly at the time, but I'm pretty sure that that Sasquatch did have the outnumber there going.